All right, hello, everyone. As mentioned, my name is Jasmine Smith. I'm the CEO of a company called Rejuve.AI, which is what we call a decentralized longevity research network. And I'm basically here to talk about some futuristic technologies that maybe some of you haven't heard of before, and kind of try to demystify them, and then kind of show how these technologies can actually transform the scene of psychedelic medicine at a deeper level. So for the agenda, we're going to first talk about what Web 3.0 actually is, the role of AI in healthcare and longevity research, a real-world example of a decentralized longevity research platform in practice, and it's all of the applications of these technologies to psychedelic medicines. So what is Web 3.0? Does anybody actually know or have heard of this before? Or even heard of today's internet is called Web 2? No? All right. Well, actually, there's been sort of an evolution of the world, or what we call the World Wide Web. So we know that that emerged around early 90s. And we first remember how the internet started out. It was kind of these static content web pages, people doing a lot of HTML code. You couldn't really interact with a lot of things, a lot of just kind of static informational pages. There wasn't any social media or much interaction. And then in the early 2000s, we started to see the emergence of platforms, like MySpace and Facebook, where you can actually have user-generated content and actually talking to one another. And this is what we call Web 2.0, and this is the current era that we are in right now, and transitioning into the next one. And one of the other features of, unfortunate features of Web 2.0 is that it's pretty much dominated by a few major big tech companies. So all of the data that we're putting in online is pretty much fed into just a few companies, and then they produce, again, all the content and kind of steer the narratives and the directions of where everything goes, and continuously survey us and use technologies like AI to kind of sell us things and control and monetize our data rather than people monetizing data. And that's how we get into Web 3.0, which is the next evolution of the internet. And this enables decentralized peer-to-peer transactions and data sharing, so people can actually control and monetize their own data, control who actually sees it, and what they want it used for. And being able to, and this is based on a foundation called the blockchain, which I'm going to get into a bit more on the next slide. Or actually, a little bit more on decentralization, as mentioned. So yeah, right now everything's kind of just feeding into this one central location and servers. But with a blockchain, there's actually distributed ledgers that allow data sharing between multiple parties, and they're kind of, while it's transparent and viewable to everyone, there still is this level of privacy to be able to share between one and another. And so is anyone familiar with cryptocurrency? Maybe that one? Bitcoin? Yes, all of this. Okay, so a lot of times people will confuse blockchain and crypto. So blockchain is actually a framework by which these operations actually take place, and it's kind of, similar to the internet itself. So it's a means of transport of information from one place to another. And one of its key features is that it has this distributed transparent ledger, so everyone can see all of the transactions permanently. You can't edit it, you can't change it. It is what it is as soon as it happens, so you can kind of track information flow from one place to another. But it's also anonymous in the sense that you have these keys to be able to see, okay, things did go from this address to this person, but you can't connect it to who actually sent it unless that person wants you to know that they sent it, which is useful in a lot of scenarios, which we'll get into. And then cryptocurrency is an actual means of exchange of value between two different parties. So it goes based on tokens, which are used in order to perform operations to actually obtain goods and services and run protocols and whatnot. And yeah, contrary to popular belief, it's not just all about trading and meme coins and scams. There's actually a lot of interesting and innovative projects being built and using cryptocurrency, and also as a source of funding as well. And then we have NFTs. Anybody own any NFTs or know about those? Yeah? So yeah, they're not just another postcard with chimpanzees. So you can use NFTs, of course, to represent artwork, games, and physical objects, but they can also be used for wider use case, such as decentralized identities. So being able to have an identity that kind of can be universally used across multiple platforms. And also, again, the data traceability, for instance, to be able to track whether or not your data was used in a certain new drug or product, and being able to actually still receive the financial benefits from such things. And so the use cases range, from data privacy to real-time rewards. So we have the enhanced privacy and security with the immutable ledger and no single point of failure. It actually is pretty difficult to track health data between multiple platforms. You go to one doctor in one city or town, and then you go to another one, and there's always this big delay of transfer of data. So it can solve that problem. And then the tracking of actual data contributions to products, as I mentioned before. So being able to, instead of just a big company like Apple, for instance, just taking all the data and making a new product and you're not seeing anything from it, you can actually benefit directly from products that your personal data is used in. And it can also act as a funding vehicle for new studies and initiatives. There's actually another project here in the same industry called VitaDAO. And they actually do crowdfunding of various longevity research initiatives. So this acts as one way that underfunded areas can actually, receive funding and be able to get these studies and initiative off the ground without kind of going through some of the other hoops that you may have to jump through while going with traditional VC method. And then also you get the real-time and ongoing benefits for the contribution of not only your data, but also your knowledge and expertise as well via such platforms. Okay, so now we get into AI, which has seen a very recent boom lately. So how many of you are users of ChatGPT? Anyone? Yep, so we know that there's a lot of things that you can do with these solutions, but it's not the only thing you can do. And so we are in a quite literal AI revolution right now. It's transforming pretty much the world overnight. ChatGPT is actually what's called a large language model, which means that it takes in a bunch of text from humans and kind of uses that to generate and basically speak as a person and synthesize information in new ways or in creative ways. It crossed 1 million users in 5 days, making it the fastest growing platform in history. And it also obtained 100 million users within 3 months. So it grew faster than sort of any other platform or technology that's been known up until this time. And it now has 60 million hits a day. But as mentioned, however, this is only the beginning. Already we see the emergence of other types of large language models of a similar kind. Everybody's kind of using these plugins in their applications to do generative insights. But the possibilities are really endless on what you can really do to this with this technology, especially when it comes to healthcare and improving health and wellness and longevity. So one of the main ways that AI can help in healthcare is that it's able to analyze large volumes of data faster than any human being alive actually can. And this is applicable for both personal insights and general population level insights. For instance, you can combine all of your data, such as your genetic data, your medical, your medications that you're taking, your lifestyle, all into one, and be able to infer better insights and recommendations. And it can, just make more interconnections between population level data as well, being able to identify new trends and patterns, and identify areas where more research is needed. And identifying these patterns and creating these profiles kind of helps to narrow that down and be able to generate more novel insights. And it can also catalyze the scientific research in that way of knowing, okay, we don't have a lot of data about what psilocybin actually does to the brain, even though it's been around. I mean, even supplements like turmeric, for instance, ancient medicines have been around for thousands of years. We don't have the data sets and the studies, but why not? So the AI is able to kind of highlight these areas and kind of red flag them and say, hello, like we need something to happen here, and presenting it in a way that's basically undeniable. So here's some more practical applications or examples. So as mentioned, the fine-tuned personalized insights customized by your preferences and unique situation. Say, you're a single mom with 2 jobs, you live in maybe a suburban community and you make this much money per year, you're allergic to this, you maybe want to follow this type of diet. You can put all of these preferences in as well as your actual medical data, such as your blood test results, recent medical history, medications. And an AI can actually give you more fine-tuned personalized insights, so it's more detailed than just saying simply, hey, you need to eat your veggies and go for a walk or something, but actually being able to map where these activities actually fit in within your budget. So you can be able to actually have a better roadmap for how you can really extend your health and lifespan beyond just this generalistic thing that everybody knows what to do already. It can also better inform your caregivers. So a lot of the worries about AI is that it's going to take everyone's jobs and kind of eliminate a lot of these personal human interactions. But actually, I don't see there ever being, until we get to the pure AGI, which, that's another subject, I don't see it ever replacing a doctor, for instance. You still need a physician or clinical practitioner to actually analyze the results that the AI is giving and be able to even better craft plans. So if the AI has already kind of given this overall roadmap as to who you are and what your lifestyle is and what your needs are, then your clinician can kind of work with you on that regular basis to actually help you to put these in practice and check to make sure that you are really doing it, and then tracking the progress of how it's affecting your actual condition. Another application that AI can do better than already, rather than just reading through a lot of medical volumes or just searching online, is checking for any drug or drug supplement interactions and contraindications, including if you have any allergic reactions. So let's say you had all your data in this one platform, it would be able to easily flag, for instance, you shouldn't prescribe them this because they're taking this, or maybe you need to edit, one of these medications so that it fits in more, or if they know this person, always takes this one supplement, maybe, we need to make different advice about how to use this new medication. So that people don't get sick. We have a big problem with polypharmacy right now, which is people being prescribed, 20 to 30 different medications, and no one really knowing how these things are interacting. Plus, not to mention whatever other supplements or drugs they may be taking at home. So now we'll get into kind of a emerging real-world example. And this is only going to have one slide about the product, so it's not going to be super pitchy. But just to explain a little bit about what we're doing at Rejuve.AI. So we're building what's called a decentralized longevity research network. And what we're doing is actually building an international longevity research database that connects multiple stakeholders together, which are patients, providers, and vendors of different health products and services. So we're starting with our mobile application, which is currently in beta that we're aiming to launch by the end of the year. And this basically is a health tracking app where you can get AI-driven insights and recommendations, and also a biological age calculation. You can connect your wearable devices, such as your Fitbit or rings and Garmin's, to be able to infer data as well as some lifestyle surveys, and also some lab results as well. It's a way to keep track of all of your data in one place and, kind of track your journey. And I guess one of the more exciting parts in our space is the ability to earn rewards in the form of RJV tokens. This token is already live. We launched in March of this year, so you can actually see it there. And what these tokens are used for is actually redemption for discounts and full purchase of health-related products and services within our in-app reward store. So this includes supplements, wearables, biological age test, health and wellness retreats. That's one we really want to integrate. Also, you can use this token on Travala to book flights and hotels and experiences as well. So, being able to travel to another place, for instance, to get some other healthcare services that may be not available in your area or country. So we've been developing for about 2.5 years. We have a kind of a widespread team, and you can come and visit us at our booth if you'd like to learn more. So now we'll get into the practical applications of how this can help in psychedelic medicine. So on the AI side, what we can do basically is combine more data sets and make research-based inferences. So as mentioned, being able to actually look at the data that we already have and then be able to speed up and accelerate the ways in which it's actually synthesized and produced to the world so that we can actually see the effects, the healing effects that it's actually having in a more data-driven and scientific manner rather than it just being in the realm of anecdotal. The blockchain side, tracking the sources of where data and actual products are coming from as well to be able, for instance, to make sure that sources are pure and that they really are coming from where they say they are, being able to on the food side, be able to track whether something's organic or, where it actually came from and who grew it. And also protecting the privacy as well of these actual transactions and obtaining of the products. One of interesting use case and somewhat related, but it's cannabis. The CanView Australia, they can actually track where the cannabis products were actually sourced from so that you know for sure you're getting the pure product that you thought you were getting. So that's a really interesting application use case there. And then decentralization, that's important for the actual crowdsourcing of data. Right now we have very limited data sets, not only in this field, but in all of health, where it's only on certain populations. So being able to connect people all over the world to get more data, and also the providers and researchers as well, so people that are actually providing healing products and services, connecting them to patients, and then connecting those two parties to researchers who can see what these clinicians are actually doing and tracking the improvements, seeing the data from the blood test and from the wellness evaluations to see that this medicine is actually working, and that we need to highlight this and presenting this to our legal and regulatory entities to kind of highlight the healing power and potential that is already beginning now. So the current status on the psychedelic medicine industry, surprisingly, it's actually still projected to grow by 16.8% by 2029. So we have limited but promising research. Probably many of you may be aware of this since it's one of the main overarching themes. But there's been studies across multiple different psychedelics that it actually increases neuroplasticity and synapses in the brain, and also seen improvement in various mental health conditions, such as major depression and PTSD. We know that right now mental health is kind of becoming an actual important topic that people are discussing, and this is one of the avenues that can work for a certain amount of people to actually be able to permanently be healed from such conditions, rather than just being told that you have to take some drug for the rest of your life that probably has horrible side effects that are almost similar to the condition that you're suffering with. So it's a very exciting field, and it's good that we are seeing that this projection is a positive. But of course, we know that we have the legal and regulatory challenges but the thing about that is that the lack of data and the challenges become a negative feedback loop because, on the legal side, they say, well, we can't prescribe these because we don't, there's no scientific proof that it works, right? But why don't we have scientific proof? Well, because it's illegal. So we do have to come up with innovative ways and solutions to be able to break this loop. And we feel that it's on the data-driven side that we will really see the power here, being able to actually source scientific and medical data from licensed providers, and also people's own experiences as well, as far as their blood test and epigenetic test. So yeah, as far as filling in these gaps, one of the ways that we can combine these technologies, for instance, is by logging and tracking the effects of microdosing and other interventions. So you can have, for instance, an app where you track what your dose was and different metrics that can be designed by a mental health practitioner. And then being able to extrapolate that research into the effects on your actual biological age, your epigenome, if you know what that is, and blood biomarkers as well, so that we can actually have hard, raw data here about what these interventions are actually doing, so that we have a framework for being able to present a case for this as medicine. So it supports the data-driven studies to legitimize psychedelic medicine in the field and speed up the ability to generate more data and conduct more studies. So being that we have AI and blockchain technologies to be able to synthesize massive amounts of data, connect people together faster and easier, this should lead to being able to, and then not to mention having ChatGPT to pre-write the papers for you, we can actually be able to validate and produce more of these studies and be able to make a really solid foundation and lead to more people actually receiving the medicine and the healing that they really need. So yeah, in conclusion, decentralization and Web3 technologies allow individuals to own and monetize their data while contributing to valuable research. So being able to pretty much just gain rewards and personal connection and understanding of their medical data and bringing it out of obscurity and into actual ownership and control and being able to share who the data is actually going to and being able to then make positive feedback loops to be able to monetize it and use it for more health-enhancing products and services. So pretty much using your data to better your health and using your better health to provide more data to accelerate the research. And this is all, of course, supercharged by AI, enabling more powerful, personalized medicines and protocols to avoid negative consequences and kind of guide busy doctors and clinicians to better give more personalized care and remove kind of the coldness that's been previously associated with medicine kind of changing over from patient-doctor, bedside care to, clicking on a computer. So just being able to actually give you more personalized medicines and protocols. And together, these technologies can accelerate the research and lead to actual legitimization of psychedelics and also other alternative medicines. As probably a lot of you know as well, there's lots of alternative medicines and natural substances that have been around for a very long time that they use the excuse that we don't have enough data, but why? And AI and blockchain technologies are one method that we can actually use to conclusively fill in those gaps and show the world that there are real results. People are really getting healed, really getting cured of conditions that people are saying are uncurable, and being able to present these research in a very scientific and medically grounded way, and being able to revolutionize the world and get people more healing. Thank you.
Everybody.
Oh yeah, and don't forget to, you can scan this to learn more and join our app waitlist, and you can also visit us in the front at our booth if you'd like to chat more on more technical levels or a partnership level. Thank you.